Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Rick. And video today from Mankind. Study shows that women complain and men are problem solvers from birth. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Ciao.
Study was done with infants where an obstacle was placed between the infant and the mother. The boy infants would try to knock over, climb, or move the obstacle, and the female infants would cry.
Oh, man! Can you believe it?
So the boys would try to problem solve, and the girls would just vocalize their distress.
It's science.
We see it in infants, where boys are problem solvers and girls just want to hear, they want to be heard that they are not okay right now. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. If you're on Patreon listening to this, you've heard us say over and over again that if you go to your man with anything, his first instinct is going to try to problem solve.
Yep, that's what we do.
So if you are just venting, it needs to be stated, hey babe, I'm just venting. I'm fucking going through it and I need you to have a bitch sess with me. Not meaning that he's gonna sit there and bitch with you, but you can sit there and just bitch all you want and he will listen. And I don't know if you want him to brush your hair or something, say that. But boys are born with the instinct to problem solve to get to where they want to go.
Boom.
Yay!
Not to mention that studies also show that as boys grow up, they tend to want to play more structured games. Here are some of the conclusions to a study that was done a little while ago. Basically, it says that by playing these competitive, rule-oriented group games, it teaches and reinforces these problem-solving behaviors in boys and men, right? Like sports, for instance, where there's a clear set of rules. So if there's a problem, we learn how to solve it, how to deal with it, and continue playing. Whereas girls tend to want to play more games that lack structure. Games like house and dolls and hopscotch and shit like that, where there's no real cooperation or set of rules. So what happens when there's a problem? Well, they tend to want to just throw a tantrum and quit playing altogether.
Yep.
I mean, look, you gotta love when empirical evidence kind of backs up all the shit we talk about around here. I mean, this is science for the W.
It's science.
That's a W.
Did you just fucking... Did she just kick the door? The disrespect.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm kidding, guys. It's just a car. It's not that serious. Jeez, man. Like, why do people make such a big deal? Cars get dirty all the time.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
What do you think goes wrong in your relationships?
I think they get to know me is the problem, you know? Like, I'm like the Dominican Republic. I'm great for like 5 days, and then they're like, oh, you have some problems that I was not aware of. I think that's what it is. You know?
You know what they say about the best laid plans, right?
Do you poop at boys' houses?
Yeah, I poop at the bar. I poop everywhere.
I bet you do, dude. I bet you blow it up, too. I bet you wreck it. I bet you hit one of those gender-neutral single-stall bathrooms. I go in after you and I start blinking. I'm like, whoa, fuck, that burns, dude. Holy shit, I bet you wreck them, man. I bet they're sticky, too. Those ones that they hit the back and they go like, they leave like a long trail. Like you're like, you gotta get out and go to the front. You gotta go to the bar, the bartender, and be like, yo, you guys got like a scrubber or something in here? I did some damage back there. If I don't get it off now, it's gonna dry, and it's gonna be hard to get off later. Good for you. Fucking poop at and poop everywhere. Keep pooping, dude. I support your poop habits. She didn't give a fuck. I poop at the bar. I poop everywhere.
This is the problem with women nowadays, right? Women back in the day would never admit these things because they know it turned men off.
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
Men actually get pleasure from pissing you off and annoying you.
Huh?
The first thing I thought when she just said that was, you're talking about men, you're talking about women.
I'm not making this up. There's a study between men and women that shows that men are reinforced by seeing an angry face on someone else. As long as that face doesn't last for too long, they perceive it as a reward and not a threat.
What?
Shit!
I'm just telling you, I know 99% of men are looking for peace with a partner.
Subconsciously, they are doing these things on purpose.
Oh, Lord.
Again, subconsciously, they're doing these things on purpose. She's talking about women, right? She can't be talking about men.
Purpose to get that angry face out of you. Next time he's annoying you, just smile and see what happens.
We literally call it a test because it's women who do this. This is crazy listening to this.
It just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Obviously, this is fucking bullshit. But like, the one thing that gets me about this clip, maybe you caught it, and she goes on and on about how men are the ones who get pleasure out of upsetting women, not the other way around, right? And yet, the only piece of advice she gives at the very end is to smile. Why? Not because a smile is a good thing or a positive thing, but because she knows that smile is the one thing that's gonna upset this so-called guy that she's describing. It's the one thing that's gonna get under her skin. So she wants to do that one thing to upset him. And not only that, she wants to get other people to do the same thing. And yet men are the ones who, like, do you hear yourself, honestly? And here's another woman with the same kind of mentality trying to fucking flip the script on us.
Men do not take accountability, ever. Ever. Anytime a girl says anything to a guy like, hey, I think men should do something different, they're like, oh, you just date the wrong men. Is this a global problem?
No.
Like, if women are all having a collective experience and saying the same things about men who also don't go to therapy, it's always men that anytime I say an issue that women have, they always turn it back on themselves.
Yeah.
What is the thing we need to take accountability for that we're not taking accountability for?
I think men have a tendency to... I think men and Rolo.
For example?
Hold on.
It's all right. It's all right.
Just don't fuck with me again.
First of all, I'm not trying to say that all men are perfect, obviously. We can all get fucked over by someone we didn't expect it from, but that exception does not prove a rule. And the statistics here, they just don't lie. The 80-20 rule is prevalent in dating. Statistics show that roughly 80% of women are dating only 20% of men, and y'all are too blind to see it. Y'all are looking for fuckboys and bad boys and making all kind of poor choices based on all the wrong things. And when these guys come as advertised, now you want the bottom 80% of men, the invisible ones, the 1 in 3 men who have been celibate for the past year. You want them to take responsibility, hold themselves accountable for the fuckery that these idiots did to you because of your poor choices. Like,
I love that he used the word fuckery. That's exactly how I explain my channel to everybody. My channel is about women fuckery.
it doesn't fucking work like that. Until y'all start making better choices and these ratios start evening out, like 80% of women are dating 80% of men, in this conversation, you just don't have a leg to stand on. Nope. You cannot expect the vast majority of men to take responsibility for what a small fraction has done to you. And even though the statistics show that the fault of this lies largely at women's feet, I would still say the same thing to men or women. Take responsibility for your own choices in life, because we can all get fucked over by someone we didn't see it coming from. And you can sit there and cry about it and point fingers at someone else and let nothing change. But the sooner you realize that whether you like it or not, it was your choices that put you in that position in life, the sooner you can figure out what to do next time to make sure it doesn't happen again. Make sure your life is better from here on.
Where are the men that actually care about emotional connection? Like, where are the men that
They're everywhere.
actually want to build something with their person?
They getting
everywhere.
Cheated on?
Well, that too.
Y'all don't want that.
He ain't lying.
I have the teriyaki chicken with no vegetables, just the fried rice.
I want to know why don't y'all have sesame chicken?
I'm sorry?
Why don't y'all have sesame chicken?
I have a boyfriend.
What?
That doesn't make sense.
Hey, just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. You know, all that shit really helps, and I do appreciate it. I just want to take one really quick second to say thank you to whoever it was. I hope you're watching. Whoever it was that reported my last video and got it age restricted. All my hard work down the drain. Like, honestly, it's chicken shit way to go about things. Like, in the description of each video, in the description of the channel, it just says to fucking write me if you have any issues with the content. And I hate to break it to you, but you're gonna find more sexually explicit content on a massive fucking billboard in the middle of the street. On fucking basic cable, for Christ's sakes. Like, if you can't handle a 5-second...
This happens to me every so often, too. ...clip of a girl in a bikini that is not sexually gratuitous in any way, shape, or form, like, there's the unsubscribe button. Feel free, you ain't gotta watch. So for you, and anyone like you, who really feels the need to report shit that has no business being reported, fucking with people's work, like, I'm sending this message straight out to y'all.
You need to stop being such a...
bitch.
I don't go out a lot. Like, I don't go to parties a lot or whatever. That's just 'cause I don't go out a lot. Like, I don't go to parties a lot or whatever. That's just, I don't go out a lot. Like, I don't go to parties a lot or whatever. I don't go out a lot. Like, I don't go to parties a lot or whatever. That's just 'cause
I don't believe you.
I think just fuck off, thanks.
Yours are just named stuff like hot-breasted MILFs, and no one does anything about it. So the red rump bush tribe. The blue-footed booty. That was actually cute. American bush. Woodcock. Adrian Cock of The Rock. Fluffed back tit bladder. Or tuft titmouse.
I don't know, maybe I'm immature, but I thought this was fucking hilarious. Plus, you know, in the description of this channel, I think I do mention educational somewhere, so I thought we'd have a little ornithology review here.
Never look in the mirror before you leave the house. Be a man.
Check, did that, boom!
So you couldn't have like a 6, 7 out of 10?
Not as my girl, no, I can bang a 3 out of 10.
Oh, really?
I can bang a 2.
Hell yes.
If I have 2 more of these, I might phone a 1 out of 10.
I remember when I had my first beer.
I might phone a thing on overdraft. Like, you don't know what's going on. When the alcohol starts to go in my intestines and that,
yeah,
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't blame you.
I mean, between this type of shit and the simps out there and the DMs and OnlyFans, we really got no one else to blame but ourselves for these women's egos just being way out of control these days. Like, if men honestly started to practice a little sexual restraint, it really might do wonders for the modern dating scene.
What's up? I'll buy you a PS5 if you be my boyfriend. I just got my mental health check today. I'm looking for a boyfriend, and I got my child support.
Who put a child in you? Who?
I got my nails done. Hey, be my boyfriend.
With all due respect, what the fuck?
Always a green flag when they gotta tell you they got their mental health checked. I mean, look, if you're that desperate for a PS5, get a fucking paper route. And look, in the meantime, don't sleep on the gym this week. Otherwise, you may end up having to settle for a prize winner like this. I'll see you in the next one.
Stop being a bitch and come on. I promise to stay away from your girl, but I can't promise she gonna stay away from me. Real bad man.
Gotcha, bitch! Give a shit what people say. I never did, I never do. What people say does not matter to me because whatever you do in life, good or bad, there's always going to be somebody. You know what I mean? So I don't give a shit.
It's crazy how apparent it is in babies and in kids, but when you see it in adults, it's the same thing. You see men constantly trying to fix things, do things, and you see women just whine and cry about things. Women. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that.